Did you know that a common, unassuming box sitting in your kitchen cabinet, something you probably reach for when you're baking or maybe to freshen up the refrigerator, might be holding some surprising secrets about your well-being? We're talking about simple baking soda. Now, most of us see it as just an ordinary household item, costing just pennies, really. But what if I told you that this simple white powder has been talked about for its potential health uses for, well, generations? And here's a thought that might make you pause. What if some of these very uses, especially if they're misunderstood or perhaps taken a bit too far, could actually be less helpful than we think, or even cause a few unexpected hiccups for your health? It's an interesting question, isn't it? Why do some folks swear by it, while others barely give it a second thought beyond its cleaning duties? And what are we, as health-conscious individuals, potentially missing out on? Or perhaps, what do we need to be a little more careful about? Today, we're going to take a closer look at some of the talked-about health benefits of baking soda. But more importantly, we're going to explore them with a balanced view. It's not just about what it might do, but about understanding it properly. And critically, I'll be sharing some important precautions. Who really needs to be extra careful when thinking about using baking soda, especially for health reasons. You'll definitely want to stick around for this, particularly if you're someone who values your health and wants to make truly informed decisions about what you bring into your life and your body. Before we dive deep into these ideas, if this is your first time joining us on the channel, a very warm welcome. We're all about growing healthier and wiser together. So if you find this conversation helpful, do consider giving this video a thumbs up. And why not subscribe so you don't miss out on our future discussions? Your journey to better, more informed health choices is important to us, and we're genuinely thrilled to have you with us. Oh, and we always love to know who we're chatting with. Drop your country in the comments below. It's wonderful to connect with you all. All right, are you ready? Let's explore the world of baking soda, beyond the baking aisle. You've probably heard it mentioned, right? That baking soda might help your body with its natural detoxification. Often, people talk about baking soda baths to soothe irritated skin, perhaps calm down a bit of itchiness, or ease minor rashes. The thought is that soaking in water with baking soda helps draw out, well, impurities, leaving your skin feeling a bit refreshed and your body feeling more in balance. Now, let's pause here for a moment. The concept of detoxification is a huge buzzword in the wellness world, isn't it? We see it everywhere. And it's true, many people do report that a baking soda bath makes their skin feel softer or provides some relief from discomfort. If it feels good and offers some comfort, that certainly has its own value. However, when we start talking about the skin actively drawing out impurities in a significant systemic way during a bath, the scientific evidence becomes a bit more, let's say, cloudy. Our bodies are equipped with truly magnificent detoxification systems already, primarily our liver and our kidneys. These organs are working tirelessly, 24/7, to filter and eliminate waste products and toxins. The idea that a bath can substantially boost this incredibly complex internal process needs much more solid, rigorous scientific backing. So, while a warm, soothing baking soda bath might feel wonderful and offer surface-level skin comfort, thinking of it as a deep detox might be overstating its proven capability. Then there's the internal side of things. Some health enthusiasts suggest that drinking a small amount of baking soda mixed in water can help alkalize the blood and urine, supposedly making it easier for the body to flush out toxins. There is some science that gets mentioned here, particularly concerning individuals with specific health conditions, like chronic kidney disease. For example, a study you might hear about, published in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology, did find that sodium bicarbonate supplementation helped slow the progression of chronic kidney disease by reducing acid buildup in the blood. But here's where we need to apply that careful, discerning thought. That study was about a specific medical condition managed under strict medical supervision. It is absolutely not a green light for everyone to start drinking baking soda with the aim of detoxing or alkalizing their blood. In fact, for a healthy individual, the body maintains its blood pH within a very narrow, very precise range. It's a tightly regulated system for a reason, and it's not something that is easily changed by diet alone, nor should it be without a compelling medical necessity. Trying to drastically alter your body's natural pH balance without medical guidance could potentially disrupt its delicate equilibrium, and that could lead to more problems than solutions. So, what's the takeaway here? A gentle baking soda bath for skin comfort? Probably fine for most. But using baking soda internally as a general detox agent, especially without talking to your doctor, that's a path that requires a lot more caution and, frankly, more robust evidence for the average healthy person. What are your thoughts on the whole detox culture? It's a big topic, and I'd be interested to hear your perspectives in the comments below. Baking soda certainly has a well-known spot in the world of oral care. You'll find it in toothpastes, and many people have tried it as a home remedy. The claim is that it's a bit of a powerhouse for keeping your mouth healthy and your teeth looking brighter. If you've ever put a little baking soda on your toothbrush, you might have noticed that clean, smooth feeling afterward. The thinking is that baking soda acts as a mild abrasive. It can gently scrub away some of those surface stains from things like coffee, tea, or certain foods that can make your smile look a bit dull. And compared to some of the harsher commercial whitening treatments, its texture is considered relatively mild, potentially polishing teeth without causing significant damage when used properly. That last part is key. But beyond just a brighter smile, there's another angle: its alkalinity. Baking soda, being alkaline, is said to help neutralize acids in your mouth. This is important because an overly acidic environment in the mouth can be a playground for harmful bacteria, the kind that can lead to cavities, gum issues, and that unwelcome bad breath. So, by helping to balance the pH in your mouth, baking soda might create a less friendly place for these bacteria. Now, are there studies that support some of this? Yes, you can find research suggesting that toothpastes containing baking soda can be more effective at removing plaque and whitening teeth than those without. Other studies indicate it might help reduce certain harmful bacteria in the mouth. This sounds promising, doesn't it? However, here comes that important word again: moderation. Because baking soda is abrasive, even if mildly so, using it too frequently or brushing too aggressively could, over time, potentially wear down your tooth enamel. And enamel, once it's gone, doesn't grow back. Most dentists, if they suggest it at all, would likely recommend using it sparingly, perhaps just a few times a week, and always with a soft bristled toothbrush and a gentle hand. My perspective: while baking soda might offer a temporary brightening effect and help with surface stains for some, it's not a substitute for comprehensive oral care. True oral health comes from a combination of good daily hygiene, regular dental checkups and cleanings, and a diet that's mindful of sugar and acid intake. Relying solely on baking soda for your oral health or using it too aggressively could be a shortcut that leads to longer-term issues. It's a tool that might have a small place, but it's not the whole toolbox. Have you ever tried it? What was your experience? That uncomfortable burning sensation, often creeping up after a particularly rich or spicy meal. Many of us have been there. It's typically stomach acid finding its way back into the esophagus, what we call acid reflux. While there are plenty of over-the-counter antacids, many people turn to that kitchen staple, baking soda. The old-time remedy is often a teaspoon of baking soda mixed in a glass of water, sipped slowly. The science here seems pretty straightforward on the surface. Baking soda is alkaline, so when it meets stomach acid, it can neutralize it. This chemical reaction can indeed provide pretty quick relief from that burning feeling, which is why it's been a popular go-to for generations. Even the medical community acknowledges sodium bicarbonate as a fast-acting antacid. It sounds like a perfect simple solution, right? No need for a pharmacy trip, just a common kitchen item. But let's think a bit deeper. While baking soda can offer rapid relief from occasional heartburn, frequent reliance on it might be masking an underlying issue. If you're experiencing heartburn regularly, it's really important to understand why. Is it your diet, stress, a medical condition like GERD? Constantly neutralizing stomach acid isn't always the best long-term strategy. Stomach acid plays a crucial role in digestion and in protecting you from ingested bacteria. Overusing baking soda could potentially lead to side effects like gas and bloating. Or, in some cases, it could disrupt your body's electrolyte balance due to its sodium content, especially if you have underlying kidney issues or high blood pressure. My take is this: for that rare, unexpected bout of heartburn after a dietary indiscretion, a little baking soda might be a reasonable temporary fix for some. But if heartburn is a regular visitor, it's a signal from your body that something needs attention. Covering up the symptom repeatedly without addressing the root cause isn't ideal. It's always better to chat with your doctor to get to the bottom of frequent heartburn. It's about finding a sustainable solution, not just a quick fix. Could that same baking soda you use for cookies actually give you an edge in your workouts? It sounds a bit far-fetched, but it's an idea that's been explored by athletes. The theory centers around what happens in your muscles during high-intensity exercise. Your muscles produce lactic acid, which leads to that familiar burning sensation and a drop in pH. This acidity is a big factor in muscle fatigue, often making you slow down or stop. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, is proposed to act as a buffering agent. The idea is that if you consume it before a workout, it might help neutralize some of that excess acid in your muscles, potentially allowing you to push a bit harder and last a bit longer during intense activities. And this isn't just locker room talk. There is scientific research on this. Meta-analyses, which review multiple studies, have suggested that sodium bicarbonate supplementation can indeed improve performance in high-intensity, short-duration activities like sprinting or intensive cycling. Athletes who took it sometimes experienced a delay in the onset of fatigue. Typically, athletes might mix a teaspoon or so with water about an hour to 90 minutes before exercise. However, and this is a big however, it's not without its potential downsides. Starting with too much baking soda can lead to some pretty unpleasant gastrointestinal issues. Think bloating, nausea, or even an urgent trip to the bathroom. Not exactly what you want mid-workout. From my perspective, while the science is intriguing for certain types of high-level athletic performance, this is not something for the casual gym-goer to experiment with lightly. The dosage needs to be carefully considered, and the potential for digestive upset is real. Plus, for most people looking to improve their fitness, consistent training, proper nutrition, hydration, and adequate rest are far more fundamental and sustainable than looking for a pre-workout boost from baking soda. If you're a serious athlete considering this, it's definitely something to discuss with a sports physician or a knowledgeable coach, and to approach with extreme caution, starting with very small amounts, if at all. For the rest of us, focusing on the basics of healthy living will likely yield better and safer results for our fitness goals. The idea that something as simple as baking soda could play a role in supporting kidney function, especially for those with chronic kidney disease, is quite significant. For people whose kidneys are struggling, one of the challenges can be the kidney's reduced ability to remove enough acid from the blood. This can lead to a condition called metabolic acidosis, where the blood becomes too acidic, potentially accelerating kidney damage and impacting overall health. This is where baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, enters the discussion. As an antacid, it's thought to help neutralize this excess acid in the bloodstream. By reducing blood acidity, the theory is that it could ease some of the burden on compromised kidneys and perhaps even slow down the progression of kidney disease. And there is notable research in this area. A significant study published in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology followed patients with advanced CKD and metabolic acidosis. The findings were that those who received daily sodium bicarbonate supplements experienced a notably slower decline in their kidney function compared to those who didn't. The group taking baking soda was also less likely to progress to end-stage renal disease requiring dialysis. This is compelling, isn't it? But, and this is a crucial but, this is a medical intervention for a serious medical condition, prescribed and monitored by healthcare professionals. This is not something for individuals to self-prescribe or experiment with, especially if they suspect they have kidney issues or even if they just want to protect their kidneys. Baking soda contains sodium, and for people with kidney disease, managing sodium intake is critical. Too much sodium can lead to fluid retention, worsen blood pressure, and actually cause further complications. My very strong opinion here is that anything related to kidney health and interventions like sodium bicarbonate must be under the strict guidance of a nephrologist or your primary care doctor. Self-treating with baking soda for kidney issues based on something you read online could be incredibly dangerous. The research is promising within a controlled medical context, but it's absolutely not a DIY remedy. If you have concerns about your kidney health, please talk to your doctor. They are the only ones who can properly diagnose, manage, and prescribe appropriate treatments. Fungal infections, like athlete's foot or ringworm, can be quite a nuisance, itchy, red, and persistent. They often thrive in warm, damp environments. While many over-the-counter creams exist, baking soda is sometimes mentioned as a simple, natural alternative. The idea is that baking soda can disrupt the environment that fungi need to grow by creating a more alkaline setting. When applied to the skin, it might weaken the fungal cell walls, making it harder for them to survive. There's even some scientific backing for this. A study in the journal Mycopathology, for example, found that a baking soda solution could inhibit the growth of a high percentage of fungal strains tested. This suggests it does have some antifungal properties. People might use it as a paste applied to affected areas or add it to a foot soak. Now, from a practical standpoint, for very mild, superficial fungal issues, baking soda might offer some relief from itching, or discomfort for some individuals. It's generally considered gentle and non-toxic for topical use in moderation. However, it's important to have realistic expectations. For more stubborn or widespread fungal infections, baking soda alone is unlikely to be a cure. These infections can be persistent and may require specific antifungal medications prescribed by a doctor or available over the counter that are formulated for that purpose. My feeling is that while it could be a complementary measure for minor issues, or something to try if you're looking for a very gentle approach initially, it shouldn't replace proper medical advice if an infection isn't improving or if it's severe. Fungal infections can sometimes be tricky, and ensuring they are fully treated is important to prevent recurrence or spreading. If you're dealing with a persistent skin issue, it's always wise to get it checked out. Now, this is a really important part of our conversation. While baking soda might seem harmless enough for scrubbing sinks or baking cookies, and while it has these various talked about health applications, it is absolutely not suitable for everyone to use freely, especially when we're talking about taking it internally or using it regularly in higher amounts. This is a big one. As we've touched upon, baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. If your kidneys aren't functioning at their best, they may struggle to get rid of excess sodium. This can lead to fluid buildup, swelling, and can put extra strain on your system. So if you have any kidney concerns, please avoid self-treating with baking soda. Again, that sodium content is key. For many people managing high blood pressure, reducing sodium intake is a cornerstone of their treatment plan. Adding extra sodium from baking soda could work against their efforts to keep their blood pressure in a healthy range. If you have conditions like gastritis, ulcers, or even severe acid reflux, introducing baking soda could potentially alter stomach acidity in a way that might aggravate your condition. It's crucial to talk to your doctor before considering it. The body goes through so many changes during pregnancy and lactation. It's generally wise to be cautious with any supplements or unprescribed substances. Excessive baking soda intake could potentially disrupt electrolyte balance, which isn't ideal. Always consult your obstetrician or healthcare provider. While rare, some people might experience skin irritation from topical use or digestive upset from taking it internally. It's always a good idea, with anything new, to test a very small amount first if you're prone to sensitivities. It's important to avoid inhaling baking soda powder, as it can be an irritant to the airways and could potentially exacerbate breathing problems for people with conditions like asthma. The overarching message here is one of informed caution and respect for what is, after all, a chemical compound. Natural doesn't always mean harmless for everyone in any amount. If you fall into any of these groups, or if you have any ongoing health concerns or are taking medications, please have a conversation with your doctor or a qualified healthcare professional before you decide to make baking soda a regular part of your health or wellness routine. They can provide guidance based on your specific health picture. As we've journeyed through these different potential uses, it becomes clear that baking soda is indeed more than just a simple leavening agent for your cakes. It's a versatile substance, and there's some fascinating tradition and even some emerging science behind some of its purported health benefits. From the idea of soothing an occasional upset stomach to potentially playing a role in very specific, medically supervised treatments, its reach is surprisingly broad. But, and this is the drum I'll keep beating, it's absolutely crucial to approach its use with wisdom, with a critical eye, and with a deep respect for your own body's complexity. It's not a miracle cure-all. It's not a substitute for sound medical advice or a healthy lifestyle. The allure of a simple, just called cheap fix can be strong, can't it? But our health is rarely that simple. The real power, I believe, lies in being informed. It lies in understanding not just the potential good, but also the potential not so good, especially when we step outside of its conventional uses. Before you reach for that orange box for anything beyond baking, ask yourself, do I really understand what I'm doing? Have I considered the potential downsides for me? And have I talked to someone who truly knows about my health? What are your experiences with baking soda for health? Have you tried any of these remedies? Or perhaps you have your own family traditions or tips you'd like to share? I'm always genuinely interested to hear your thoughts and stories, so please do drop them in the comments section below. Your insights enrich this community, and if you found this discussion balanced and helpful, if it gave you some food for thought, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content aimed at helping you navigate the often confusing world of health and wellness with clarity and confidence. And of course, share it with friends or family who you think might benefit from this conversation. Thank you so much for watching and for being a part of our thoughtful community. We truly to keep learning and exploring. We've selected a couple of other videos that we think you might find interesting. You should see them on your screen now. Click on one of them, and let's continue this journey toward better understanding and better health together. We'll see you there.